another topic is, I mean, we kind of already touched a little bit, but also, do you think, I mean, even though we won, South Korea won against Saudi yesterday, there are still many fans still want to change the manager. I know realistically it's not easy, it's not simple, but I mean, in theory, I mean, we can always discuss. Do you think that the choice, the appointment of Klinsmann was a mistake? How do you think about what was
Yeah, I
your
think it.
yeah
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe you're a Tottenham fan. Maybe am I
mm,
correct? And also many Korean fans know about Tottenham
mm,
situation.
yeah
And the last two coaches of Tottenham was um, Mourinho and Conte. These are kind
yeah
of world class, world famous coaches who've won,
mm, mm,
the biggest
mm,
trophies in
yeah
football.
yeah
But they came to Tottenham, and they saw Tottenham. Not only the football was poor and the results weren't great, but we could see the attitude they have for Tottenham is, I'm doing Tottenham a favour. I'm bigger
yeah
than you are.
yeah
I will help you out a little bit. You're Tottenham, but I'm Mourinho, I'm Conte.
mm,
And the impression I think that many people had was they felt they were higher level than Tottenham.
mm, mm,
But now Tottenham have a new coach,
mm,
Ange Postecoglou,
yep
who I think is a great
mm,
coach. The
mm,
reason he's not world famous is because he's Australian, so he's from outside Europe and outside
mm,
South America, and it's very difficult as a coach to break into
mm,
to manage a big European team if you're not from Europe or South America. It's not easy.
mm,
Almost
mm,
nobody
mm,
does it, and
mm,
also he wasn't a famous player,
mm,
so he doesn't have that. So it's very difficult to go straight to Europe. So he had to spend time in Australia. Then he went to Japan where he did a great job. Then
mm,
Scotland, of course. Now he's finally got he's in the Premier League, and
mm,
he's got a good job. And you can see he's a really good coach, a real vision. But he wants to coach Tottenham, and he
mm,
wants to take Tottenham on a journey. He has a
mm,
vision. He wants to take Tottenham with him. So my idea is, this is my journey. Let's go together, and this is
mm,
what's going to happen. And I think the fans love him. The players love him.
mm,
Um, he's a really, really good coach, I think,
mm,
but maybe not world famous before. But
mm,
he's a kind of the perfect level for Tottenham,
mm,
who's somebody
mm,
who's, in my opinion, as good a coach as
mm,
Conte, Mourinho, maybe better. He just
mm,
doesn't have the nationality and the experience. But
mm,
to work with players, he's
mm,
excellent. I think it's a little bit similar like that with
mm,
Korea and Klinsmann. I think um, I don't know Klinsmann's motivation for taking the job, but
mm,
the impression the impression he gives, the image is that
mm,
he's not fully committed to South
mm,
Korea.
mm, mm,
Um, I'm sure he would say that's not true, but that's the
mm,
image I
mm.
get from what he does, and
Yep.
um, not spending time in the country. I think is the basic, of
Mm,
course, the basic
mm,
thing. Um, so I think it was a mistake to appoint him because, again, I'm not sure what the reason is for appointing
mm,
him because I think Korea needs to think about the KFA, and Korean football needs to think what is our vision, what is our identity, where do we
mm,
want to be in
mm,
5 or 10 years,
mm,
how can we move towards that? And Klinsmann is a famous name
mm,
as a coach. His record is, as
mm,
we said,
mm,
he has some success, I think, with Germany, and I think he
mm.
helped to bring a positive attitude back to German football, which is an achievement. I think
Yep.
US fans were happy that he left when he left.
Mm,
Um, but is he really, given his record and he hasn't coached for years,
mm,
and because he has other commitments, is he really the man who's going to give everything to
mm,
take Korea to the next level? Does he have a vision that he
mm,
really wants to share and
mm,
take people with him, the players, the
mm,
fans, the
mm,
media?
mm,
It doesn't seem to be. And I think better for Korea to, if Korea wants a foreign coach, I think to try and find someone not like not Postecoglou, but
mm,
somebody of the same who who someone who's coming up and has real hunger and desire to
mm,
say, this is a huge job. It's a real
mm,
honor to
mm,
get this job with South
mm,
Korea.
mm,
And it's a real privilege. I'm
mm,
gonna, I'm going to give 100%. I'm going to
mm.
spend all my time
Yeah.
to make it a success. And does Klinsmann really think it's an honor to manage to coach South Korea? It doesn't look like he does.
Mm, mm,
Um, and I saw I think he did. He said the interview was it Sports Joseon? Maybe did he say 90% of his time is with the KFA and 10% of the time is with the ESPN and UEFA and FIFA. And I think that's just not right. I think. I mean, it's 100% of his focus should be with Korea, with the job. It's a huge job. You know, I think people forget what a big job South Korea head coach is. You know,
Yeah.
As I say, it's a powerful, successful football nation,
Yeah.
and it deserves a coach. You cannot guarantee success, of course, but you should be able to guarantee hard work and do your best, and that's the basic requirement. So I find it again. I don't know how this situation was allowed to happen. I think it should never have been allowed. I mean, he should have been told very quickly, and obviously now I think the situation has to change, and maybe now it will, because I think if he continued to say even after a 1-0 victory over not a great Saudi team that's again going through changes, that's not enough. If he said, "Oh, I'll see you guys in 2 or 3 months for the next game," and said, "No, he has to be in Korea now." I think if he hadn't come back to Korea, I think that would be a big problem.
But I mean, we don't know yet, but at least he's showing that he's trying to listen to the
Yes.
fans' voice. That's good, but we don't
Yes.
know how it will continue. But the next question is, the more important question is, it happened. So we already have Klinsmann right now. Whether it was a mistake or not, at the moment, he's the manager.
Right.
So the important thing is in the future, from now on. So how do you think about what Korea and Klinsmann needs to do? I mean, for example, I think we need to see in October and then Asian Cup. And then, I mean, if we have no vision, no results until Asian Cup, then we really need to think about should we go with him until the next World Cup or no? That is my idea. How do you think about the point of the future, not in the past?
Yeah, well, I think I agree. I think, as I said, if he hadn't come back, if he said I'm not going back to Korea this week or next week, I would say it's time to change now. But because maybe, as you say, he's listening and he's realizing that he's made a mistake and he has to change the way he's working, then yes, I agree. I mean, there's friendly games, of course, in October. Then there's starts of qualification for the World Cup, and I think the group is not as easy. I mean, Thailand and China, of course, Korea has a good record against China, but China would love to beat South Korea, as we know. And Thailand, again, a talented team. Korea should be okay, but it's not going to be an easy route to the next stage. But of course, at this moment, the Asian Cup is a big thing. In some ways, I'm surprised to say this, but in some ways, I hope Korea doesn't win the Asian Cup, because if South Korea wins the Asian Cup and Klinsmann is doing his thing in LA or where else, I think that would not be a good thing. But if he can stay and really work hard and show that he's committed, then I think you were right. And he said himself, didn't he, judge me after the Asian Cup.
Yeah.
Because we know that the World Cup, again, is a big prize. Every coach wants to be involved. Of course, Klinsmann likes to spend time in the US. The World Cup is in the US in 2026. So it's a big prize for him. But I agree completely. If the Asian Cup, not just about results, but about how the players play, how they perform, the motivation, the tactics, everything. It has there been development? Has there been progress under Klinsmann? Because it always seems, unfortunately, with Korea that Bento is slightly different, maybe because of COVID. He was here for quite a long time. But so many changes of coaches, and a new coach comes in, and we just start again. So I shouldn't say we. Korea just starts again.
You feel Korea as a
habit.
we.
It's a habit, yes.
It's great to hear that, yeah.
But so it started again, starting again. So coaches change, but again, they should be behind the vision and the strategy. The KFA has to make it, and every time there's a change of coach, the new coach, there should be the plan is already in place, and then the KFA hires a coach who fits that plan. and we're not always starting again from the beginning, and because a new coach comes in, or Korean coach, domestic coach, or foreign coach, and the same with the youth teams as well. I mean, they all should be. They don't all have to play the same way, but there should be some common vision and strategy and an idea of how South Korea wants to play football, what kind of football, what's the identity really, not just having give the ball to Son and then expect Son to do something special with it. What is the South Korean way of playing? And I think there's still, I think many Asian teams don't have an identity. I think Japan Japan do, I think, and it's getting stronger. But so yes, the Asian Cup has to be. I mean, I would say Klinsmann is the wrong choice for a coach, but as you said, he's a coach now, and he still has time to make a difference. But I would be surprised if he is the man to give the vision to the players and to the media and to the fans and the country that he is the man to take Korea forward. But I think, and it's also easy to say that there should be a long-term strategy place. These things they're not easy to do. Many countries have similar problems, but Korea is in a good position because now there are 8 teams at the World Cup. It's almost not unthinkable that Korea doesn't go to the World Cup, but it would be. It's unlikely. Korea really should go to every World Cup. So we don't have to be so focused on the World Cup, qualifying for the World Cup, and that's the only thing that matters. And I think in the past, there's been too much focus on qualify for the World Cup, then that's success, financially, whatever else. I think in the past, the KFA sees it that way. Just qualify, just go to the World Cup, and then that's all. That's a basic requirement. But I think now, because the World Cup should be easier to qualify for, we can change the way of thinking a little bit and think we can play the way we want to play, and still we can qualify for World Cups, and we can have a long-term plan.
Long-term identity. We need to establish the identity in long term. And while you were talking about that, you mentioned Japan. Maybe Japan is the only Asian country who has it.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, and I think the reason is that we all know that Japan also had similar situation. Their manager was under huge criticism, and there was some moments that they were almost, there was a sacking almost. I mean, but they backed him somehow. And then the manager is reading Japan in another level right now. So I think we need to learn from there that once we set the decent plan and established some identity, then we need to continue somehow, not change the managers every 4 years or quicker than that. That is my idea.
Yes, and I think with Japan, even if they fire the coach or not, you think there's already the way Japan play, a new person can come in, and the team continues in a similar way. Yes, I mean, you can watch Japan play and you don't know it's Japan, but you can feel, if you don't know, or if you see on TV, you don't know who's playing, but after some time you can feel, oh, this is a Japanese team playing. And I think Korea doesn't quite. As I don't understand why over the years this has not really happened. Of course, there are Korean characteristics that everybody knows, like fast players and hard work, but still the way of playing, I think, as we mentioned, I think still it's not quite clear. I think, and also Klinsmann is not the kind of coach who to make it as well. Maybe, but yes, he's the man in charge for the moment. But again, as I said, because of the World Cup qualifying changing, maybe the focus can also change a little bit, because Korea will qualify for the World Cup unless it's disaster. So we don't need to focus on that too much. It's going to happen anyway.
We can see the long term instead of short term. Klinsmann is he's a really good speaker. When you listen to what he's saying, he's a really good speaker. And there's one word he used most often is running. He always say, I'm learning a lot. That's good. That's great. But I think he needs to change with South Korea. So I said that if he would change his attitude, then it's great. So he needs to show that I'm willing to change myself. with
Yes.
South Korea, then we can wait to see. But
Yes.
I think that is needed right now. I mean, if he
Yes.
really intends to learn and develop with South Korea, then it's beautiful. But if he doesn't have that will, then fine.
Yes. I mean,
okay.
yeah. Then we can judge him on the team.
Yeah.
If he,
Results.
we judge on it. We can talk about the results and then the football.
And then if the
Yeah.
result is not
Yeah.
coming, then goodbye. Then
Yeah.
it's simple. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what needs to happen. So if he, it's a basic requirement of the job, in my opinion, is to be based in Korea. And I think at least until the end of November, until the of course international break October, there's games in November, of course the end of the K-League season, he has to be in Korea.
Yeah.
I think all the time. Maybe go to Asia a little bit if he needs to. No need to go to Europe. I think that is the base. Then of course it's Christmas, so then maybe he can have a bit of time at Christmas. Then it's Asian Cup. But I think for the next 4 months, 4 or 5 months until the Asian Cup is over, he needs to be in Korea. Apart from a few days over Christmas, then we'll allow him a quick vacation at Christmas to go to California or whatever.
Yeah, we can understand Christmas.
Yes, yeah, of course. Because I mean, I used to talk to coaches, foreign coaches in Korea, and some of them had a difficult time because they were far from home. I remember meeting Banfere. That was 2005, and he came. If I remember, he came without any assistant coaches, and I said to him, "Why did you do this? Because you're all alone." And he admitted it was a mistake, but he stayed in Korea. I mean, occasionally I think there may be some criticisms of some coaches spending too much time in Europe watching players, but at least they came back to Korea after they'd finished. So yes, so Klinsmann needs to work hard, I think, and he has to also show that he's working hard. He's trying to say in press conferences, "You don't really understand what I'm doing, but trust me, I'm doing something." So no, I think you're a coach, so you need to. The basic requirement is at least try and learn about Korean culture in Korea, the players, how players think, the clubs, talk to coaches.
All right. I mean, let's. I mean, I can speak to you all day, but
no
I
problem.
know you are busy. I'm busy. So let's finish here and let's keep in touch, and we can talk about Klinsmann or South Korean football in October or when there are some more important topic
we should ask Klinsmann to do a homework diary.
Yeah,
like at school, my daughters have sometimes homework diaries. Every day I can see what they've been doing at school. I think Klinsmann should give a homework diary to the media, saying, "This is what I did today. This is what I will do tomorrow." That's what he needs to have, I think. So
maybe he can run Instagram or YouTube to
yes,
show
that's what he should do. We want to know what you're doing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, thanks, John. Thanks for your time, and let's keep in touch. I won't say goodbye because I'm sure we will see soon.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will very happy that Korean fans could hear from you again.
Me too. Yes.
Yeah. So let's keep in touch and see you soon.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Bye, John. Bye.
Bye.